welcome to the Top Trader South Africa YouTube channel. My name is Nqobile Tembane and this is All Things Forex with myself. So today I am joined by Sunny and he's been trading for over 8 years now. So today's interview really is going to include a whole lot of in-depth information in it. So thank you very much for coming through. And
pleasure.
Yeah, so 8 years of trading. So you've really been here.
Yeah, man, I've been in the game for a very long time now.
Yeah.
You know, I was actually inspired by one of the traders from Durban by the name of Nqobile. When the show came out on TV, Itop, I was like, I want to be that guy.
Yeah.
I want to drive an M3. And it started as a dream, and look at myself today.
Yeah.
I'm here conducting an interview with you after 8 years of trading. 8 years.
8 years.
That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, no, that really is amazing.
Yeah.
So in other words, you're one of the older guys in the game. So Mele Subiza ngo Malume Sai.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No. Okay. So
cool about the game.
Yeah.
Game. It was just a few individuals. As I said that when I started trading, there were only a few people that were trading, and by the time I started trading was not that popular. So you could not even get the resources to trade. You could not even get the knowledge to trade. There were few trading schools that used to teach people to trade. So you can imagine now you have to go online, you have to do some research, you have to read threads, you have to go crazy, because there isn't a lot of people around you that can actually give you that type of information. So it was pretty tough when I started.
Yeah, so we know around Forex started to become like this huge thing around 2015, 16, 17.
Yes.
So before that, so how was like the industry in terms of, like you've already touched on that, but like how was the industry, the South African industry at that time?
As I had mentioned before that, it used to be tough because I remember by that time, there were just a few teaching schools that I know. I think there were not more than 3 that I knew, that are well known. Now, if you open Instagram, if you open Facebook, there is lots of guys that are training people how to trade Forex. So I can say that I started trading before, this is like a gold rush, When we started, it was a few individuals, mining gold here and there. As soon as a lot of people realized, hey, there's something in there, everybody came there. People started selling tools, and it's getting crazy now, because now we've got an industry where people are making money by selling tools to dig gold, but they are not digging gold. You see the difference is? What I mean by that is there are people that are selling indicators or selling trading education that are not actually trading. That's how crazy this industry has become now. But when I started, we used to sit down with real traders, because people had the passion to actually trade, not to sell some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So whereabouts did you start in? Like which area were you in when you started being exposed to the Forex industry?
You know what? For me, with trading, I used to be a security guard a couple of years ago. Before I got into trading. Story of my life. Started as a security guard, moved on and became a petrol attendant, and then started working in an office. That's when I learned about a computer for the first time. And then that's when I actually learned about something called Forex trading. I'm one of those people that are almost self-taught, even though along the way, yes, I did take a couple of courses here and there. But what I can say more than anything else, most of the things that I know about trading today is things that I learned online.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And what were some of the challenges that you had to overcome? Was I here moving from being a petrol attendant, from a security guard? What were some of and moving into this industry, what were like some of the challenges that you faced? Okay.
The number one challenge was the capital, because when you want to trade, you need to have the capital, which is the first and the most important thing. And beside the capital, let me say the number one thing is actually the education, the know-how, That was the first thing. But for you to have the know-how, you need the capital, maybe to pay a certain school that is good in training people how to trade. And then that was the biggest challenge, because I did not have that money. And I had to save and save and save for me to at least say, okay, right, now I've got a little bit of money. I've read a couple of threads online. Let me try to pay someone to actually teach me to trade, to get my point. But along the line, everybody that I paid to teach me to trade, most of them, I can say 90 to 95% of them that I paid my money, they scammed me. So that was a difficult part for me, because you take your last cent, your savings, to say, I want to learn how to trade, and then someone scams you out of your hard-earned money.
Sure.
So that was the biggest challenge when I started trading. Yeah.
So can you just tell us about like just one of the scams?
Okay, one of the most popular scams in Forex and in trading in particular, it's binary, you know. No, I'm not saying binary trading is a scam, but there were a lot of companies that were calling you, especially from Greece and these other offshore countries, that used to say, if you put 10,000, you will get 20,000 in a couple of days, you know. And what they will do is they'll call you, you know what, any time of the day, and say put in 10,000, or they'll say put in 100 rand, you know, something small. Then what they'll do is they'll double 100 rand, and then you'll be convinced that, wow, this is the real deal. And then you'll take 10,000 or 20,000 and throw it in, because they have proved to you with the $100 that they can grow the money. But then now, because they've hooked you onto with the smaller amount, the big amount, you won't get it. So a lot of people lost money in binary because of that particular scam. And another scam as well that is most popular in the Forex trading industry is the brokers, you know, the platforms that we actually trade in. A lot of them, you know what, a lot of them.
That was a deep one.
Man, I don't want to mention names here, because at the end of the day, it's quite a lot. And people know some of them, even in South Africa, they know some of these brokers that are not really good for their health, you know.
Okay, so what are some of the breakthroughs that you have experienced over the 8 years?
Sure, man. Wow, Forex, man. Yo. What can I say? You know what? Forex is one of the most challenging business in the world. It's so challenging, so much that it brings the best out of you. And if you're not tough, you won't last in Forex trading, because, you know, it's painful to lose money. It's painful to take your savings, put it in a platform, and you're trying to make money out of that, and you end up losing it all. But the good thing about that, Forex makes you tough psychologically in terms of money. I've lost 1 million rands in Forex. Yes. When I started trading, I lost more than 1 million rands, just over 1 million rands in Forex trading. But I learned something else. Even today, if I apply what Forex has taught me in any business, I'll thrive, because I'm not scared to lose money. I can even throw in, you know what, money at an auction and buy a car that is not even moving, because now Forex has taught me to lose money. So I'm immune. I no longer feel pain of losing money, you know. So it makes it easy for me to invest in other businesses or to get into other business, because I'm not scared to lose money. So the breakthrough that I got from Forex trading, it was actually losing the money, because losing the money taught me to be a tough person in terms of how to handle money. That's why now I'm a very successful business person, because I'm into other things as well besides Forex. I'm still trading. But even now when I trade Forex, I put on a trade, I'm not scared, because I've lost so much that I'm immune now. Losing money in Forex trading is like, it's one of those trades. But most of the time I make money. So the breakthrough, it was a change of mindset that Forex has made me tough in terms of losing the money. So much that I'm not scared to take any trade or to risk money in anything. There are a couple of achievements that I've gained quite a lot anyway. Forex has connected me to a lot of people around the world. Forex has managed to actually raise money to get into other businesses that I do now. You know what, I'm in property because of money that I'm getting from Forex trading. I'm into auction, buying and selling of cars because of the money that I am getting from Forex trading. Because if I look at my profits that I make from Forex trading, I'm like, what am I going to do with this money? I can't just keep it in the bank and let the banks take my money and borrow it to whoever and make money. So what I do is I take that money, play with it. My Forex profits, they don't stay in the bank. They are always, my money is always out there in something, because that's what Forex has taught me. So I think it's one of the biggest breakthroughs of my life, that I'm immune to losing money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. So how have you evolved as a trader, like over time, and as well in your personal life as well, because of forex trading?
Well, in my personal life, forex has affected me because you know what, forex is stressful, and there was a time where I actually got diagnosed with stomach ulcers, and then they discovered that it was too much thinking that caused the stomach ulcers because of trading. Because it needs you to constantly think. The markets will go up, the markets will go down. You need to constantly think. So the thinking ended up affecting my health. So I had to sacrifice my health in order to crack this game. You see? So personally, yes, it has affected me. But as I mentioned, that other things that I've benefited from forex trading, man. It's amazing.
So it's been worth it.
It's been worth it. I mean, it's not the easiest business, but at the end of the day, if you've got the dedication, you've got the passion, and if you've got the drive, I mean, if you don't have passion in forex trading, trust me, you won't last for even for 2 years, because you will lose money and lose money and lose money. It took me years, guys, to make money. I don't want to lie. It wasn't one of those things that I see these stories on Facebook. This guy goes to a training school today, he learns to trade. The next week is posting there, now he's a mentor. In our case, it was different because I'm a real trader. So it did not take a year, it did not take 2 years. It actually took me 4 years to start making money. 4. But then 5th, 6th year, this is my 8th year now, I'm cruising because I know exactly what to do. And the type of trading strategies that I do now, because I'm very experienced, I know what works and know what doesn't work. I can tell you right now, forex trading is all about volume and understanding, is there enough buyers in the markets to actually push this trade either up or down. A lot of people miss the fact that you need to know who's buying, right? If you know who's buying and you can see where they are buying, you simply take along. You get my point? Because the banks are the ones that move the market. So if you see the volumes picking up, the tick volume going up, you can see that there's tick activity, it's increasing and the price is going up. You know definitely if there were no banks involved, the tick wasn't going to improve, the volume wasn't going to go up. So you know when to get in. If you see the volume dropping, the guys that were pushing the markets are no longer there. It's time for me to take your profits and walk away. So there's a couple of strategies that I know for a fact that if you go out there and research about them, you will make money. Yeah.
Sure. Wow, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So as a trader, what are your thoughts about money, wealth, and success? Because I'm sure over time you've acquired money, you've acquired wealth, and you've acquired success in all areas of all areas of your life. In your life. So, like, what are your thoughts about that? Money, wealth, and success.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You remember when we started this interview, I said I was a security guard. So imagine being a security guard and you're eating bread and eggs every day for your lunch and moving on to sushi, you know, to crabs, to oysters, you know what I'm saying? So the difference is huge. I don't want to lie, guys. The difference is just too huge. And if you ask me in my afterlife, if we had to come back, do I want to be poor or do I want to be rich? Definitely, I want to be rich. Money is beautiful, man. Money is beautiful. Because when you've got money, right, you are powerful. You are very, very powerful because if you've got money, you make things happen. I mean, if you've got money, you decide now, hey, Sunny, you know what? I just like you as a friend. Let's go maybe to Paris just for a holiday. You're my friend. I like you so much. You hop into a plane, you go to Paris. You decide you're bored. You decide to, you know what, go buy a new car and do whatever. Money is a beautiful thing, guys. Money, wealth, success. I think for everybody who's watching this video, they have to make sure that you do not give up no matter what. Because money is a beautiful thing. If you have money, you are very powerful. You know? On a serious note, I don't want to sound arrogant, but when you have money, you are better than other people. Yes, I know other people taking it as arrogance. It's not. At the end of the day, you are, because you're in a better position to do things that other people cannot do. But for the people that cannot do those things, it's a challenge to them to go up and do things that people with money can do. Do you get my point?
Yeah.
So if you look at it, someone driving a beautiful car, staying in a mansion, don't hate on them. Instead, go ask them, how did you do it? So that you can also start to step up to their level. Because money, guys, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Wealth, success. To be successful is good because you can afford anything you want. You can do whatever you want. I mean, you can go out with whoever you want, anytime you want. So that's the power of being wealthy and successful.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, no, that's great.
Yeah.
So in terms of the brokerage firm model, how has it changed over the years in South Africa now? Because like obviously we know it's probably more easier now than when you started to open an account, to fund an account. So over the years, how have you seen the changes?
It's easy now because when we started, there were a few brokers, and unfortunately in South Africa, we haven't had good, reputable brokers in a long time. In a long time. I mean, when I started trading, the broker that I was trading it was also pushing our trades to B-book, which means it wasn't going into the real market. You know what? And also over the years as well, I haven't seen really good brokers in South Africa. Yeah, there might be one or two maximum, but most of them are garbage. I don't wanna lie. Most of them are useless. They've got higher spreads. They mess around with the EP04 and do stop hunts and do all sorts of nonsense. So there's a few. I mean, not to say all of them are useless. There is a few brokers that are really, really good. I don't want to promote any broker because this interview is not about any broker. But yeah, if people do their research properly, they'll find one or two good brokers in South Africa. But otherwise, if you really want good brokers, step outside. Things like the US, they are very strict to their brokers in terms of the laws. Countries like Australia, they're really strict. So when you go open an account there, yes, bringing in money might become of a hassle because you need to pay tax. Come on, pay tax if you're making money. But the thing is, you know that there is no games when you take a trade. There's no one who's going to mess around with your trades because the government there or the financial industry that runs all these brokers there, they're very strict, so much that those guys do not have any rooms to play games. So in South Africa, yeah, there's one or two, but someone convinced me of a good one. I'm open for that.
Okay, so let's talk about like the first time you actually saw money coming into your bank account from Forex trading.
Sure.
Do you remember the feeling at the time?
I went crazy. I don't lie. I went crazy. Now money doesn't like move me because during those days when I used to withdraw, I used to do those stupid things. You take out money, you put it on Facebook, you phone with the money, you put it here like it's a cell phone, you take those pictures. I don't do that craziness now. That's nonsense because you don't know who's watching you. But the first time I withdrew, oh my God. Along the line, I met a couple of coaches, and one of the coaches said to me, Sunny, with your first money in Forex trading, go spend it on whatever you want, whether it's the most expensive dinner, whatever, go spend it. And I did that. I took the money, took out my family out for dinner. I think we spent 6,000 to 8,000 rands that night at one of the most expensive places in Sandton. And it was just me, my wife, and my kids, but we kept on ordering the most expensive things because I said, you know what, guys, we need to celebrate. The money is coming in now. We need to try to test, you know what, better food. You know, we need to do something different that we've never done. I mean, going from buying, you know, these normal takeaways to fine dining, the difference is huge. So I said, let's do fine dining. And then we went crazy that night. And then after that, you know, I started partying a lot because money was coming in now. Started taking holidays and went crazy. But the first amount that came in, oh man, I could not even sleep because other people can think 100,000 rands is not a lot of money. But I was having 100,000 rands for the first time in my life. I remember I used to wake up in the morning at 3, 4 a.m. and check my bank balance that is it still there. is the money still there?
Yeah.
Because I couldn't believe that I can have 100,000 rands in my bank account. To get my point.
Yeah.
But you get used to it. It grows to 100 to 200 to 500 to a million, and then now you're like, that's okay. There's money in the account, so what? You know. You get used to it.
Yeah.
You get used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is probably some of the most memorable moments that you've had in your trading career, like with the markets?
Oh, the Zuma speech, the Zuma no vote of confidence. That was the most memorable. I remember I was at home. I was in the comfort of my own bed that day. When they did the vote, and ZA went crazy, and I was on the right side of the market. It went crazy, and I made a lot of money that night. So in fact, it's actually two. It's the Brexit and the Zuma no confidence, that vote that happened. And Brexit as well. That one we took trades. I think Brexit was on a Monday, if I'm not mistaken. We took trades on a Friday.
Okay.
Me and my group. And then we did not close those trades. I said, guys, there's Brexit on Monday. If I'm not mistaken, it was on Monday, right? I said, guys, don't close these trades. Brexit is going to be crazy. I know we might be wrong, but let's hold on to our trades. The moment the markets opened on Monday, the markets went crazy. I think the market moved 2,700 pips down.
Sure.
And we were selling. That day, I made 38% return on my account in one day. 38% in one day. That's insane in trading. Yeah. And in rand value, I think it was one trade. It was more than 100,000 rands profit in one trade. Yeah, that I'd left on a Friday. I think that was the most memorable. And then the Zuma not confidence also came in second as well, because the ZA went crazy as well, because that's when I started looking at trading ZA and other exotics as well. But the most memorable, let me say, it was the Brexit. Yeah. It was the Brexit.
That's great. So do you have any advice that you might have for the viewers at home right now who are watching or at work or wherever they are?
Yeah, man. I know when I do interviews like this, people tend to come to me and say, guys, please teach me how to trade. And unfortunately, I've stopped teaching people to trade. I think it's now 3 years since I decided to step away, because I'm making money out of my own trades now. So I just decided, let me just step away. But the advice that I can give to any new traders, number one, you need to have the passion. You need to have the passion for trading, okay? And number two, you need to have a right mentor. Because for me, I have to say, there is a gentleman that really changed my trading career 4 years ago, right? From Denmark. We call him MG, Muammar Gaddafi. That's how he calls his name. He's the guy that changed how I view the market. So number one, you need to have the passion. Number two, you need to get a good mentor. That gentleman never spoon-fed me. He made me work hard to achieve what I want to achieve in forex trading. He used to give me tips. He used to tell me, Sunny, go read this, go look at this, go. And I'd say, but dude, why don't you give me your own tools? He was like, no, my tools are my private tools. You know, my softwares are my softwares. They are not your softwares. I worked very hard to get them. You need to get your own tools. But by doing that, he pushed me so much that I ended up also coding or coming up with my own softwares that are very, very good. Now I rely on softwares that tell me when the volume is picking up, when the correlation is intact, when the markets are really, really hitting up, you know, all of those type of things, and also when the trend is intact as well. Those tools go in the market and do the calculations for myself. Now I call myself a lazy trader, because what I do is I just wait for my softwares to do the calculations and say, okay, GBP is going up, yes. After for the past 3-4 bars, it's going up. Is the volume going up? Yes, tick. Is the correlation or other GBP moving in that direction, so that it gives more weight to a GBP trade? That's what a lot of people also miss as well. When you look at trading, you need to understand what the euro is doing across the board. If you're trading euro dollar, euro yen, euro GBP, euro NZD, for you to actually have a good trade in euro, you need to make sure euro is strong against most of them. Because if euro is strong against the dollar only, right? But it's weak against the NZD, it's weak against the CAD. It means overall, euro is not strong. Dollar is actually the weaker one. That's why those type of trades, it might spike up in one direction, quickly come back against you. But if you look across the board and compare all the euro pairs, and then you see that indeed it's weak, it's strong against 90% of all the other euro pairs compared, then you know you've got a valid euro trade. Correlation in trading is important. Tick volume in trading is very, very important. Trend in trading is very, very important. And finally, volume, the overall volume in trading is very, very important. You master those, you'll be undefeated.
Sure.
Yeah. No more looking at support and resistance breaking, no more trend lines. You are actually looking at the markets like the banks, because the banks, when they trade, they don't say, oh, there's a support and resistance here. They look at their book and look at, right, which direction will give us money. Then they push the markets in that particular direction.
Sure.
So when you master that and understand that, right, the tick volume is good, the volume is going up, euro is strong across the board against other euro pairs, then you've got a good trade. So that's quickly my trading advice that I can give to newbies. But also, guys, more than anything, get yourself a reputable mentor. Things that I spoke about here, you can research about them online, but more than else, get yourself a good mentor and a good broker as well. That's very, very important. Yeah.
Okay. No. Thank you very much for coming today.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
It, guys. This is a segment of All Things Forex with myself, Nqobile Tembane, and today I was joined by Sunny. Oh, Malume Sunny.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you guys. Let us know in the comments below, guys, what you thought of this episode, your thoughts, and all that. So thank you very much, guys.